Yes, it is a real Trans Am. There's been a bunch of people saying, oh look, that's just a Firebird dressed up as a Trans Am. Well, guess what? I've got the original sales certificate. I've got the original build sheet which I found on top of the fuel tank. It is a Trans Am. The problem is that it is an original California spec Trans Am, and they could only sell in 1977 and 1978. They could only sell a Trans Am in California if it had the 403 Oldsmobile engine and a TH350 automatic transmission. You could not buy the Pontiac 400 or the 4-speed in California. It just would not hit the emissions. So it's the least desirable engine and transmission combination, but the fact that it is a California car means that it's got no rust on it, which is fantastic, and it's a great platform to build on. And don't worry, I do plan sometime down the line, way down the line when I can afford it, to buy the California specific E-Rod Cruise and Connect system, which is an LS3 and a 6-speed transmission. So that will happen, but for now I'm just making the car look good. I'm enjoying driving the car. It's still awesome to drive. Yes, it's not the fastest thing. It's not going to tear your face off or anything. But you know what? It still gets the looks. I still enjoy it. It still sounds good. It's very comfortable to drive, so I'm happy with it. I must say though, my biggest disappointment is that it is not a manual transmission or stick shift. I don't mind too much, to be honest, since it's just a slow kind of cruiser at the moment, but I love manual transmissions. So I was wondering what I could do to spice up the shifting a little bit, and guess what? I found out that, well, not on my Trans Am, but on other Trans Ams of the era, there was, and Camaros, there was a very special option, and so I sought it out.
What are you doing?
I am wearing goggles, but the reason is I'm attempting to repair this old damaged ratcheting shifter for my Trans Am. And for those of you who don't know what that's all about, it's basically when you shift gears on an automatic car, usually it's, just 1, 2, 3. This is not working right now. I'll show you when it's done. But with this, you have more control. You can actually jam it. It's also called like a slapstick or something. Because when you're trying to race people at the lights, usually with automatics, I don't do this, but this is what automatic guys do because I'm more of a manual guy. But you can put it down into low gear, and then you've got control of your first, so you can get it to the rev you want, slap it into second, and then slap it into third. But what happens with a lot of guys is, because in the heat of the moment they hit that real hard, it goes into neutral. So you lose the race, because suddenly you're just revving in neutral. So this prevents that. It allows you to solidly put it into first and second, well, from first to second to third, without it going into neutral.
Can't wait to see you win those races.
So this is the culprit. This is why the ratchet shifter isn't working. Someone obviously tried really hard to do the ratchet shift and bent it or something. This has to be much tighter, much closer together. So I'm going to put it in the vise and basically squeeze it. But of course I'm going to put something to protect it because I don't want to, get it all marred. I actually rarely like tools when you got the right tool for the right job. See, there are actually little grooves, little indexes here in the vise in order to hold something like this. So all I need to do is just tighten this until it's really nice and quite close. It doesn't need to be brilliantly close, but close enough. Because this thing's been missing the shift gate the whole time, so you could just all the way up and down. I'm going to make this perfect. It's going to be the most awesome shifter ever. Not really, but Okay, so now everybody knows if you've got an automatic, so you push that down. Okay, now you're in first, second, third, or fourth, whatever, and then now if you want to get, this is neutral. If you want to get into reverse, and then park. That's the difference. So you can hear the gates actually working now. But the beauty of a ratchet shifter is if you've got it down here, you can actually move it to the side. So you're riding and you can just, and then you see it won't get past that. So you can really slam it into first and not worry about skipping all the way into neutral. And then you can slam it into second. And then you can, pop it into third or whatever. And then reverse and then park.
What kind of car is going to be your first target? Prius?
No, they're too fast. Seriously, off the line, they'd kick my ass. It'll have to be some piece of crap. Minivan. One of those big Landia, those 150 horsepower 89 Lincolns or something.
We'll go F those guys up.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, I like the idea because you've still got the control of doing the 1, 2, 3.
Cool.
But now you can actually jam it. You actually don't even need to press. That's the best part about it. You just like that, then that.
That's cool.
It's actually a really cool little device.
Good job fixing it.
Yeah, I'm happy. So now I can... And this is an original one out of an old Camaro, I guess.
Sure.
Or Firebird, one of the two. But it's original. I like that because it was an option you could get with the more powerful motors, but not with the California crap motor that I have. Okay, it's actually very easy to remove the center console. There are 2 bolts there. There's some in the actual console itself. But here's the shifter. Here's the original one. And this is not a ratchet shifter. A rat shit shifter. I'm gonna have to reuse both this and this top plate. So that's interesting. See, it's missing a light bulb too. Anyway, I'm going to be removing this whole thing. Shouldn't be too difficult. Looks like a bunch of 4 bolts at the bottom. And disconnect the actual shifter cable from here and here. And we're going to put that sweet little ratchet shifter in here. So here's the original shifter. It's very grimy and disgusting, obviously. If you take a look, it's got a date code of 1977. Which makes sense. That is the original shifter. I'll be keeping it, obviously. But I had to bend some things on this to kind of make it better. I'm still curious to see if this is just going to slot in and work. I mean, I have my doubts. Even the bolt holes look too small. I'm going to see. I'll drill them out if I have to. Anyway, first, there's this shifter plate thing that the shifter plate connects to. And it's dirty and it's... rusty, so I'm just giving it a wire wheel treatment. And here we have the finished product installed and ready. I thought I'd just show you without talking how it works properly, so if you were still a little bit confused you would understand what this is all about. You know, it's really nice to have that little bit of extra control, and I know it's not a massive upgrade or anything, but it really does change the whole driving experience. The beauty of owning a project car, especially one like this which I'm planning to keep forever, it's a lifer, is all the little upgrades that you do along the way. You know, it's so much fun to do a little thing on the weekend and then be able to actually go out and drive it and feel the real world results of your work, your hard work. Something big's coming along in this car soon. Can't wait to let you all know about it. Don't forget to check out our Patreon for some behind the scenes stuff. You probably already know what's going to happen with this car if you are a patron. And we'll see you on the next episode. So until then, you know the drill. Keep it between the ditches, keep it rubber side down, don't crash, and all the other stuff car guys say. And we'll see you next time.